Well, flub me sideways. Just to catch you up as quickly as I possibly can, NBC Universal Streaming Service, also known as Peacock, has just bought the WWE Network, or at least signed them up to a deal, and according to the Wall Street Journal, they seem to think it could be a 5-year contract worth $1 billion. And that, my friends, is crazy, especially when you remember that this is a USA-centric deal, and at the moment, in the United States of America, around about 1.1 million people are subscribed to the WWE Network, and of course they all pay $9.99. And I don't think I have to do the maths for you. It's like, here's the chunk of change before, and here's where it's at now. Also, this one over here, don't know why I licked it, it's guaranteed. So they have just upgraded their bottom line a lot, and of course the big question is why. Here's why. Launching on March the 18th, 2021, which just so happens to be right before WrestleMania, it's almost like they planned this. Anybody who is an American WWE subscriber will be moved across to Peacock Premium, when not only will you pay 50% less, so now you're only paying $5, but you'll get access to all the content that's already on there anyway, but you will have to watch some adverts. That's it, that's the catch. There'll be some commercials, so it's kind of like Hulu. And before you ask, and even if you did, I wouldn't be able to hear you, yes, this is all the pay-per-views, including WrestleMania, and including Fastlane, which now makes sense. Because you remember last week, WWE went, hey, we're going to do a pay-per-view 3 weeks before Mania. We were like, why are you doing this? Well, now we know. It's because they want to scream, oh my gosh, we're going to be on Peacock, have a pay-per-view first day, it's going to be Fastlane, you're going to have the time of your life. And look, yes, if you don't care about any of this, you can still order pay-per-views the old-fashioned way, like you're living in the Attitude Era. It's not true at all. Pay-per-view is still kicking ass all over the world. WWE just went in a different direction. Furthermore, if you do want to continue to pay $9.99 because you're just really into routine, you can do that. And that will then get rid of all of these adverts. So you get the WWE Network, you get everything on Peacock, which is wonderful news if you do enjoy men and women rolling around in their pants, and you enjoyed the updated and new version of Saved by the Bell. And those two things tick my boxes, and I think the US version of The Office is on there. It's a really good time. I think it has a little something for everybody too, because I swear when I was doing all my research, I read that non-Premier League soccer games are also on that too. So man, you now have everything. It's not true, I'm exaggerating just because I was so surprised by the news. All of this goes on too because from 2022, WWE and Peacock and NBC have announced that they will release one signature documentary annually, and if you've been paying attention and listening to some experts out there, it's gotta be the stuff that the likes of Dave Meltzer have mentioned recently that they've been recording footage for. Now, I don't know what happens to other documentaries, but I would presume that these are gonna be more like The Last Ride, and you'll still get your 24s and whatever the hell's WWE used to do. And what is of even more interest is what this means for Vince McMahon, because I went and did my research, like I say, and Peacock has over 20 million subscribers. As of October 2020, it had 22 million subscribers, and as we've already talked about, the WWE Network in America only has 1.1 million subscribers. So I'm gonna stand here, I'll get my fake watch out, and I'll let you figure it out again. As I'm sure you already worked out, that's a hell of a lot more. And of course, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden 20 million people are about to start watching WWE, but if you have got that already, and you used to enjoy Stone Cold Steve Austin stunning people, maybe you check out the retro content, and I don't know, maybe you become a fan. So all of this is pretty huge, and amazingly, it's awesome for the fans, because you're gonna pay less, and you're gonna get more. Like, it sucks for someone like me, who lives here in the UK, and I'm an Englishman, but I'm a scummy Brit, and I deserve nothing. That's why I slap myself. And there may be some details that come out that change all of this, but if you take a step back, it does seem like WWE has just guaranteed themselves an extra $200 million a year. They've opened up the door to allow more people to watch the content, and anyone that is already subscribed should be a happy chap too. So this all sounds delightful, which makes me suspicious. However, this also could very well be WWE positioning itself to be in a great position when they do renegotiate their contracts, their television contracts I should say, in a couple of years. Because it's all been doom and gloom recently with everyone going, oh, Raw sucks, and Raw's doing terrible numbers, forgetting the fact that somehow live sports seem to be the most in-demand thing ever. I mean, this deal has just proved that once again, so maybe when we do get to 2025, we're not just discussing Raw and SmackDown being on a television station we're discussing them being on a streaming service, so no longer do you have to wait a month or 2 months, whatever the hell it is. You just log on and boom, you can watch it whenever the hell you want. I mean, I know if I'm paying somebody $1 billion, I want to get as much out of my cash as possible. And believe you me, I do not have $1 billion. Look at me, I barely have one. I also saw stories of some people that get Peacock for free because they are signed up to the Xfinity service. So this is just like a Christmas present come 11 months early, or if you want to be far more pessimistic, 1 month late. And don't act like this isn't big either. We have just lined WWE's pockets with even more cash and in the process turned them into an even bigger behemoth than they were before. Have you seen the trailer for Kong vs. Godzilla? Well, next time they do it, Kong and Godzilla have to team up to try and whip WWE's ass. Make that movie. And there is an extra part of this too when we discuss NXT, because over the weekend, NBC Sports Channel announced it was going to be closing down, and that sent the wrestling community into meltdown as well, because they were like, well, wait a minute, if the NHL now moves to the USA Network, that would air on Wednesdays, so what's going to happen to next? NXT. And we all know that the show got moved to TVs in the middle of the week so they could duke it out with AEW. And look, that has worked. I know that All Elite Wrestling outdraws them, especially in the demographic, but can you imagine how much higher that would be if you didn't have the obstacle over there that was being run by WWE? Now, if NXT had just been booted off, that wouldn't have been ideal, but now WWE can say, hey man, we love our fans, and if you sign up to Peacock or you move over to Peacock, now also you can exclusively stream NXT whenever the hell you want. So that's just a great PR move. Don't forget, in 2021, if you get your PR right, you can make anything shine. And I don't think that all of this is a coincidence, but I bet we find out sooner rather than later. It also ties into all these rumors we did hear in 2020, although then it was kind of being pitched as this idea that WWE would sell WrestleMania to Peacock, so therefore you'd have to be a Peacock subscriber and then pay a bit more money on top if you wanted to watch the granddaddy of them all, much like the UFC does with ESPN+. Instead, much like when the network first launched, you're getting so much more than we could have expected, because when it did get released in 2014, put your hands up if you would have been perfectly fine with you get everything else for free or your $9.99, but WrestleMania you got to pay old money for, old pay-per-view money. You would have done it. Look, it's a rare occasion, my hand is staying up. Stephanie McMahon also sent a letter around to some sites about all this, and because I read it on SC Scoops, well, I thought I'd read it for you too. She said, good morning. Again, it's afternoon over here in the UK, so we're always being overlooked. I'm excited to share that this morning WWE and NBC Universal announced a multi-year agreement that will make Peacock the exclusive home to WWE Network in the United States. WWE was one of the first to launch an SVOD service, WWE Network, in 2014 to super serve our most passionate fans, that's me, with WWE's most premium content, as well as an incredibly library of in-ring and original programming that has grown over the last 7 years. How the hell has it been 7? Since launching last year, Peacock has amassed an incredible catalogue of iconic movies and TV shows, along with the best of live news and sports, to which WWE Network will be a perfect complement. WWE and NBCU have been partners for nearly 30 years, and we consider this to be a natural extension of our long-standing relationship. Peacock will enable WWE to showcase our significant events, including WrestleMania, which was previously available on the WWE Network for $9.99 a month. Now, though, it goes to Peacock's 26 million subscribers, oh, well, she's got a better number than I, for $4.99 per month and for free to the millions of Comcast and Cox homes across the country, helping to better serve and grow our global fan base. And she's right. We are thrilled to bring the WWE Network to Peacock beginning March 18th and to continue to create the best-in-class sports entertainment content that will not only put smiles on people's faces, but provide our fans with an experience worthy of their passion. Steph. What a nice way to finish. She abbreviated her name. But there you go. This is pretty mammoth for the future of WWE, and especially for the next 5 years. So I advise that you strap yourself in and get ready to go. Or not. You don't have to care. You're probably more interested in where the hell is Aleister Black. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and my word, let us know what you thought about this. To me, it feels big. Maybe you couldn't give two hoots. So like the video, share the video and subscribe. Head over to whatculture.com. We'll keep you updated as we will do on social media and as we will do on the YouTube channel. So again, make sure you're subscribed and keep your eyes peeled. Not literally. My name is Simon from What Culture. Thank you very much for joining me as always. And now I wait to see what happens with the WWE Network in the UK. I mean, nothing. That's fine. I still think it's a good deal for $10. It drives me nuts, the new version, when it breaks, but I've got used to it. See ya.